Yo, what is going on, everybody? Hope you all are doing well today. I'm back. You're back. We're back with another stream. Ready to see if we can get some wins. I already got one win, but also one loss. But I'll take the one win. And definitely hope you all had a good week, safe week. Your family, friends, and loved ones, and hope you all are doing well today, and that you all have a very safe and humbling weekend to come. So, with that, as I always say, go and follow me over on Twitter or X. I'm going to continue to call it Twitter at Vortex46 for most of my picks because I pretty much bet on NBA, MLB, definitely will be for NFL, and definitely will be for college. Can't wait for college because it's not like I was, winning, more than losing type of thing, but I was winning as far as college was concerned. My state can't bet on the player props for college, but I will gladly still take. I will gladly still take what I can as far as what college provides as far as my state when it's pertaining to betting on the games. So, but yeah, I am pretty much ready to get started here. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to. I was gonna get some music up prior to me starting to talk, but for some reason my laptop decided it didn't want to do it. So I'm gonna re-upload this song, see if it'll play. Because I keep saying my laptop sucks, and I'm trying to work on a saving so I can get a better one. The hope is that I can. Hold on one moment. One moment here. Thought that I was already ready and prepared. There we are. We should be good now. I forgot that I had my headphones out of my laptop. Apologize. But yeah, here's my one win, and here's actually my my one loss. It's the Phillies game. Now the thing about it is that I just said screw it with this pick. It's an 8-leg. I think it was an 8-leg if I remember correctly. Yeah, 8-leg for these batters to go out there and get two HRRs. Most of these batters are from yesterday. Pretty much, actually, I think all of them are, and they all actually had 2 or more HRRs, probably even 4 or 5 from yesterday. Last night's game, which was a great game, basically after the first half, right? From what I could tell, and I think they pretty much scored a lot of runs in the 8th inning, which was wild from what I heard. So I said, you know what, let me put this ticket in. But I was too busy at work. I didn't really get a chance to really do any other bets until like the back half, until this game was pretty much going. So, but I did have a feeling that this game, because of the way the score went, because it happens in sports a lot. Yes, there are times when games go over more, the total score more than, once, definitely in the series. So, what can you do? I felt kind of like the game was going to go under the total, and I should have taken the first 5 under. That would have cashed because it did, and definitely the total that cashed. I don't know what the total was originally, but that cashed. But I did put this in. Again, it was the Oilers Cubs first 5 unders. I forgot to put 3.5 there, but it was a -110 on FanDuel. Per the data, per the pitchers that were pitching between Rogers and Horton, they both, pretty much handled business in the last 5 games with an above 500 spot here. But the Oilers, my O's, that's my favorite team in MLB. I will say real quick that the Mariners are trying to get me back, because that was literally my favorite team in MLB years ago when Mariners had Griffey and Randy Johnson and all of that. But then I kind of just like fell back off of the squad over the years after Griffey left. But what can you do? I just might end up becoming a Mariners fan again. But my O's, we struggled the last 5 to even get under 5 runs. So it was a gamble for sure. But the Cubs also positive with a 3-5 record at home compared to my O's away. But it did cash. The Not only did the Cubs score 1 run in the first half, they scored 1 run in the entire game and won 1-0. So we lost 1-0, which again, like I said, I should have taken my Oilers to go under and the game to go under itself on the O's total run. So what can you do with that? But that's that one. But this pick is for the Phillies Tigers game. This is for, once again, this is a 6-leg though. 2 total bases. 2 HRRs each for these batters: Castillo, Turner, JT, Torres, and Dingler. All of them to get 2 total, 2 plus HRRs. I'm kind of feeling a little bit. I'm kind of feeling Dingler a little bit more per his data. We'll look at it in a moment here, but that's that ticket. And then this is another one that I posted for FanDuel. 3-leg. All these games to hit 7 runs or more. Well, excuse me, not the games, but specifically the teams. Rockies, Padres, and Mariners. I feel like I'm taking more of a gamble for the Padres more than anything. But again, per the data, I kind of believe that they all can score 7 runs tonight. But again, more of the risk is the Padres and the Mariners. Why? Because look at the actual line that is sitting on: plus 340 for the Padres, plus 300 for the Mariners. So that's more of a bigger risk. The Rockies are more of the safer risk. Why? Because it's a plus 172, which means that the Rockies definitely can score. It's more of a closer thing that the Rockies can score to 7 runs more than the Padres and the Mariners. So if anything, if you want to take this, take this. If anything, if you want to definitely take the Rockies in a separate pick, maybe you want to dip it down because for them to get 6 runs, if I remember correctly, at the time that I put this in, which was 12:20 p.m., the time when I put this in, and I was rushing to put this in too. The time when I put this in, the 6 was sitting at, if I remember correctly, the 6 for them to get 6 runs was sitting at plus 104. So that's that. So hopefully, again, like I said, hopefully that maybe possibly will cash. As you see, put $1.07 down to get 51 bucks. It was technically 46 for just $1 and some change. But yeah, hopefully that is something that happens. Reason why I'm doing that, reason why I'm pushing for that, gonna be pushing for those type of picks during this weekend and definitely moving forward, is because as you're really paying attention to the games more lately, and if you're really paying attention to what the teams did trade wise over the last few days, a lot of teams are grabbing a lot of really good to really great batters and stuff. So more offense is going to more than likely happen moving forward between now and then before the playoffs start. So yeah, there's that. So the hope is that, tonight that ticket can cash. If anything, like I said, if you would have really just wanted to take the Rockies for, say, 6 runs, be a little bit more safer. Again, like I said, it should be still plus value at plus 104, a little bit higher, a little bit lower. Do that, maybe throw a few bucks, maybe 5 or 6 or something, maybe, and hope for the best. Because they're playing against my Pirates, who suck. Haney, he's okay. He's just, yeah, we'll see. But first game, 6:45. Flaherty's pitching, Suarez is pitching. Righty versus lefty. As I always say too, when you're looking at the info, definitely pay attention to the pitchers. But if the pitchers suck and you see a lot of green, I personally would say do a ticket like this. Just put it in. Just take all. Literally, I'm being honest. Take all the batters that are in green. That's like the easiest pick that you can do. Put them down for a hit each. Put them down for 2 HRRs. That's like the lowest one. Well, it's technically the lowest one. 1 is technically the lowest one, but more basically with the better value, put them down and hope for the best, because a lot of times a lot of the first 5, first 6, maybe sometimes first few or several batters in the lineup usually get 2 HRRs when they're facing off against a crappy pitcher. So yeah, and they score a lot of runs. So yeah, per my pick. Per my pick. Let's look at it. I think Castellanos is the Castellanos. Excuse me, is the first one. So let's look at his data. He's a righty versus righty. His WOBA zone thing, that's down. Again, I'm not looking for them to go out here and, hit home runs. Be great if they all hit a home run, right? But I'm looking for them to get HRRs. Now, Jack, per his data, he's allowing hits, technically 5 or more, right? He's averaging 4.9. He's mostly struggling against the OBA, but he's still pitching well. But his versus right-handed batters are less when it's pertaining. Well, actually, excuse me. The lefty is better because the slug is higher, and the ISO is also better against lefties. So, I would, but per his pitch mix, you see, it's mostly red. So I said, he's a righty. He gives up most stuff to lefties, right? Plus the hard hit and stuff, but still the hard hit is still up in the 40s. So, like I said, Nick, he doesn't have any info per his HRR, but I'll just go on this app called The Score. Literally, it's one word. It's called The Score, like you're scoring a basketball or whatever, or scoring a touchdown. And I go to the Phillies game, and then I go to the player, and pick Nick, and then I go to game log. It's literally that simple. Just a few clicks that you got to do. So technically, the last 10 games alone, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's 7-3 the last 10 games of getting 2 or more HRRs. Technically, even more than that. So technically, he's been getting like 3 HRRs or more over the last 10 games. So he bats really well against righties. He has great data versus Jack here in 60 pitches thrown to him at 13 at bats, 5 hits, 1 home run, 1 2-bagger. He only struck out once, so this is good. Now the pitch mix he's struggling against though. That's the only thing, but that's okay. Now again, this is still a risk. Why? Because against righties more recently, he's only had 2 hits, or when it's pertaining to the final week of July. So there's that info. But again, this is a new month. So the hope, I don't even know why I clicked on total base, but here's what his total base looks like. But the hope is that, one, this, doesn't walk into August 1st, the first of the month. Also, I forgot to mention that Fridays are literally my worst betting days. But again, I have 1 win, so I'm 1-1, technically currently right now. And I actually need to hurry up because I have a WNBA pick that I need to put in. I need to quit playing around. So Fridays he's actually batting well, and versus righties he's batting fairly decent. And batting 5th, he's batting fairly decent. His OPS is still up above 700. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I took him. And the other one was Turner and JT, from specifically 3 batters from Philly, 3 batters from Detroit. So Turner, same thing, righty, but he actually has HRR info. He's averaging almost 3 HRRs. It's just shy of 1, 2.4 over the last 10. Anytime he does get HRRs, he gets 3. So that's a great sign. But again, risky pick here because he's only had 1 hit and 51 pitches thrown to him in 11 at bats against Jack. But he doesn't have a home run, which is good, right? You still want that. He bats well against righties except for the ISO, which is fine. But he's more like roughly a little over 50% per the pitch mix. And the last week or so, he's again only had basically 1 hit against, 2 hits against righties as well. So again, this is a risk. It's what we do on the channel, at least for me. I take risks. Some risk hit, some don't. He's green at night, 50-50 at home. He's basically super green on Fridays with a 1.11 OPS, which is great. That's what you want to see. Decent enough against righties. And then at batting first, decent enough with a 777 OPS. So there's that. And then the last one was JT. He's a righty? So I'm taking risk with these righties versus righty stuff. He has one hit, same thing as Turner, but with 24 pitches thrown to him with 4 at bats, just one 2-bagger. Once again, same thing with as Turner. Great numbers except for the ISO against righties. Same thing with Turner. He has some green there against the pitch mix. He bats well at home and at night. Definitely on Fridays with a 902 OPS. But he's struggling versus at a batting fourth with only 3 hits and 16 at bats with a 485 OPS. So again, like I said, taking risks with some of these picks because we're walking into a new month. The hope is that things shift and the 3 batters that I picked go out here and get these 2 HRRs for Philly. So the next 3 is Torres, and Dingler. Like I said, Dingler, I kind of feel like Torres is more of the easier pick out of the 3, to be honest. I mean, not Torres, Torque. Why? Because you look at his info. He's averaging 2 HRRs the last 10. Anytime he gets it, he mostly gets 3. He bats well against right-handed pitchers, except for his batting average is down. Plus, Suarez, who he's facing off, which is lefty, he's actually pitching poorly against both batters on righties versus righties and lefties. Torque is really batting well against the pitch mix. But same thing, last week of July, he kind of struggled compared to like the middle of the month, beginning of the month. But again, taking risks with these batters. He's 50-50 away and at night, 50-50 on Fridays. But again, against lefties with a 1.00 OPS, 607 slug, and 50-50 with a 5.0. But again, with a great slug, 508, with a great OPS, 887. So he's 50-50. So that's that batter. Torres. Him. He's struggling to get HRs. Again, like I said, taking a chance. He's 0-1 and 7 pitches thrown to him against Suarez, but he still bats well against righties. He's still green against the pitch mix, mostly, right? Or maybe 55-45. Struggling against lefties in general. That's why I said I'm taking a risk with this pick. It's up to you if you want to take it. If you want to take some batters off and still sprinkle a little extra on your ticket, you can do that. He's 50-50 on Fridays. Still bats well against lefties, 852 OPS. Still bats well enough, batting second with a 807 OPS. And then the last one, like I said, Dingler looked the best out of the 3 that I put on this ticket. Why? Because the last 5 games, he had 3 straight games of 5 or more HRRs. He's averaging 2.7 the last 10. But he's struggling a little bit against lefties. His batting average is up, but his slug and ISO is down. But he's still really green against the pitch mix. And here's the thing. Against lefties, he's actually batting really well against lefties. Look at these singles. Look at these doubles, right? He's doing well. His EV's like a mixture of stuff. But again, like I said, he's doing well with some hits. And his splits, green away, green at night. Basically, greatly green on Fridays, 951 OPS. And like I said, batting versus lefties, same thing, 904 OPS, all of that. And then he's batting decent enough with a 787 OPS, batting 7th. He actually bats better at 8th, which is interesting. So yeah, there's that. Like I said, Dingler, I would probably, possibly, let me just relook at him again. I would probably consider taking him for 3 total bases, maybe, tonight, along with another batter. Okay. Probably not, because, again, it's a new month. I don't want to sit here and be like, I probably wouldn't take Schwarber, because, again, it's a new month. Anything can happen. Schwarber might decide to start hitting pitchers that he, hitting pitchers that you normally would struggle against in this month. The one thing that I mentioned in, what was it, 2 streams ago or something like that, and even in one of the discords in the live chat that I was talking to some of the fellas, some of the fellow batters about, is that one thing that if you really notice, that we've had a specific batter that was red hot, maybe like the middle of a month, the end of the month. Carl Raleigh was the hot batter in June. Pretty much Nick Kurtz was basically the hot batter last month in July. So I'm kind of curious and wondering who the hot batter is for this month, whether it's the beginning, the middle, or the end. Kind of curious and wondering who's going to be out here hitting, basically roughly either around close to 10 home runs or maybe higher. Because when you're really looking at it, a lot of those batters did literally hit more than 10 home runs between those specific 3 names that I just named. So let me look at Windsor real quick. I'm gonna be looking to be a little bit more quicker today, just because I want to make sure that I eat dinner, and maybe roughly, not. Let's see, maybe roughly in about like 45 minutes from now, because it's 10 minutes to 5. So let's see. Okay. Wenzel Perez. So he's struggling to get HRRs and total bases. Because if anything, I would rather put a batter with Dingler. Because like I said, I really am considering Dingler for 3 TBs today. So maybe Dingler and then... Oh, let me look at the boy here. Because I'll do is probably just put the pick in right now. And then I'll post it on my Twitter. Because 2 days ago, I actually won. I've been losing practically every day for the last 2 weeks. But the one thing I didn't do was post my picks. I put the picks together on stream, but I did not post them on my Twitter. But I had a few wins out of, I think, 6. I think I went like 4 and 6. Or 4 and 5. Something like that. So maybe 4 and 5. Let me look at Kepler here. But I didn't post any of those tickets on Twitter. I put them together, like literally, like I said, live, and I posted. Well, no, that's right. I did. Well, no, that was yesterday. I did post a couple of tickets. I had a couple of other ones that didn't come through, but I had like 1 pick hit, maybe 2 if I remember correctly, out of the 3 or 4 that I put together yesterday. I'm not really seeing anything that's really standing out. Andy, now he's had 2 games recently, but again, it's the end of the month. He bats well. Excuse me, bats well against lefties. He actually has a positive against Suarez. His line drive is 47%, which is great. He actually been hitting somewhat against lefties more recently. He also has some singles. Well, no, my fault. So this is what he did the last 3 games. So let me at the beginning. Dag. That's the thing. I don't want to, but that's the only thing. I may miss out on him getting 3 tonight if I don't take it. If he does get it, though, that's the other thing. That's if he does. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna take him. Maybe Nick. Maybe do Nick for a chance at 3, and he did get it here, but he hasn't done anything since. That's the one name that's popping in my brain. Okay, Harper's every other game. That's the thing. That's what he was doing at the end of the last week of July. He was every other game getting 2 or more, basically 3 TBs, except for the final day. You just missed by one. Let's go against Jack. Oh no, I might still. I don't know. I might take a chance on Bryce. Because again, the one that you would consider really is Kyle. So that's what I'm saying. I don't really know what I really want to do here. He does have a home run against him. He bats better than Kyle on Fridays. Let me look at this. Because like I said, Dingler is a definite, right? I think I'm going to put this on. I'm going to do this on FanDuel. And actually, before I do that, let me yo, Jermaine, what's going on, dude? How are you? Welcome back. Hope you're doing well today. You know, trying to put something together for today. I got one win in MLB. I took the first half of the Cubs Oilers game under 3.5. I took that. Just put a $5 down and some change. Got back the whatever $10 or whatever. So now I'm. Well, hold on. Before I do that, let me. All right, let me. Yeah, we back at it, son. Let me put this WNBA pick in real quick. I'm gonna do this. It was the Liberty to go under 47.5. Minus 102. Yeah, that'll do it. So first half total minus 102. 47.5. So you being greedy. I hear that so many times. Like, if you're gonna, that's why I be trying to tell guys, if you're gonna be greedy, right? One, bet low so that you can do 2 picks. Do your original pick. And then if you're gonna be a little greedy, then you do this, you re-grab that ticket and then you just add whatever else you want to add on there. Do it that way. That way you're not, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I say bet low so that you can split, your money, your betting money in half. So you'll have 2 separate tickets, or have 3 tickets and maybe bet a little bit more, or just push out an extra few bucks. So you have, like I said, the original two tickets that I was talking about. You have your original ticket that you were gonna place. Then you redo that same, redo that same ticket for the same amount of money. So you have just those 2 tickets, and then you do your greedy pick where you add extra. Why? Because you'll have the one ticket that you just let it ride, the original ticket. You'll have that second ticket that I just talked about. The second ticket is a ticket that you would cash out for, just in case you feel like it would not fully hit. So that's why I say one to ride out, one to cash out. That's what I be telling my brothers and buddies of mine who bet. At least as long as you have those 2 tickets at least, then you're good. Because like I said, if most of your ticket is gone and then you don't feel well about that last game or whatever players or whatever, but it still gives you that cash out, then yeah, you can cash out and let the other one, let that main ticket ride out. And if it's either going to cash or won't, but at least you got some profit, right? You got something, or maybe you got most of your money back, or all of your money, or a little bit extra back. And you walk away from the table, and then you have your greedy ticket where you just let that joint ride, And if all 3 tickets hit, you just up, you know. But at least one ticket out of the 3, you at least gain something if it goes the route that I'm talking about, because there's still not a chance that any of those tickets hit. But I'm just saying, like, just try your best to bet smarter, So don't ladder. So don't ladder. I still do it every now and then. You know what I mean? I'll look at my ticket and I'll be like this one. What was it? Like even this one. For real, what I should do, I could still do it right now if I really wanted to. I could split up. I could take the Phillies, the first 3 Philly batters, and have them on a separate ticket, and then have these 3 batters split for the Tigers and have them on a separate ticket. So I'll just ride with 2 extra tickets. I could do that too. But I'm just gonna say screw it. It's just $1 or whatever out of my pocket to hopefully turn it into 50-something bucks. So that's the hope. But there have been times where I would have a ticket like this and something's telling me to split it up, or lighten the load, whatever the case, and I don't do it, or even round robin and I don't do it, and it hits halfway or most of it and it misses by 1 or 2, and I'm like, I knew I should have round robin that joint or split it in half or whatever. So it's just like, keep learning. That's all. Accept your wins, accept your losses, keep moving, Yep, that's all. Because so many times cats be at my job, like, because it's either I got them in the betting or they already were there, they were still learning and stuff. Just like, just like me, and I'm still learning. I haven't mastered anything for real. I don't think I ever will. But, that's what I was trying to do. So I want to put this pick in. I want to put Dingler down for 3 total bases, right? I didn't even look at Javier here. So he has nothing against Suarez. No, against Suarez is that dude, though. That's the only other thing. But again, we're walking a new month. So we gotta think, we gotta think, fresh minds, fresh betting thoughts, You said every night. But see, I'm not like everybody else. I'm different. I'm like I'll even do something weird. I'll do like 1 batter to get a home run, and then another batter to get 4 HRRs, and then a team to go and get 5 or 6 runs. That'll be my parlay. I'll do something like that. Like I'm weird with it. Let's see. Relook at Torres again. Now he's had. Okay, he bats well against. Well, he does bat well against the sinkers. Just his batting average is down. So maybe I'll just do. I think I will. I think I'll just do Dingler. I'm just not sure because again, here's the thing. Your boy, he's struggling against lefties, even though he has 1 hit against Suarez. I kind of don't trust Green. I still, I don't know. That's why I haven't really bet on Green that much, because he chases a lot of these pitches, like, and he'll start hitting for like maybe 3 games in a row, but then he'll have like 4 or 5 games in a row where he just sucks. That's Green. Then they'll have like 1 or 2 games, and then he just sucks again. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when Green is on, he's only gonna hit like 1 to 3 home runs within a 2 weeks time frame. Maybe get some HRRs here and there, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like maybe he'll pick it up next season, and maybe at the end of this season, but I don't know. We'll see, because we only got like 2 months left before the season's over with. So this is what I'm trying to run. I'm trying to rush because I've only been on this 1 game. Because I want to go eat dinner. If I do continue to stream, it's just for another hour. But I'm going to go Dingler and Torres for 3. I'm going to just put this quick little minor, little aggressive picking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause I be testing stuff. That's what I do. I like to test things. That's why I be telling guys bet low and test stuff. See what's hitting. See what's working. See if you came close. If you keep coming close to stuff, then that lets you know that eventually it's gonna hit. And then when it hits, you be like, all right, it works. Keep bet, but again, you bet low so that you can really see how to strategize too, so that way you can know how to actually place bets. Because again, a lot of people are chasing me. I'm chasing how to just be a better at the end of the day, but to still have fun with this at the end of the day. Because I'm loving sports even more. Love watching the games. You know, even though NBA is my favorite sport, I actually enjoy watching tennis, which I know a lot of people don't, but that's fine. And I'm actually really starting to really enjoy watching baseball. So, yeah. Yep. Just go out there and, like I said, if you got like $20, like, dog, when I tell you, if I'm telling you right now, people can literally just take like 30 something dollars. They get paid. Especially if you get paid every 2 weeks. If you take literally, I had this in the back of my brain for a while. If you take 30 something dollars, or maybe even 60 something bucks, and you just bet $1 a bet, and you just put you do like 3 or 4 legs at a time to still get back a profit. I'm telling you, you could technically do like 2 to 4 bets a day. You know what I mean? 2 bets a day would be the 34. And then if you take $68 or whatever, maybe 70 per a check, and I'm saying 4 bets a day for 2 weeks until you get to the next pay. Boom! I'm telling you, you just put bets in, even if you're putting cents on a pick, and you just spread all that money out within a 2 week time frame. You just practice and you just, you know what I mean, you strategize. That's how I was strategizing. I was taking I was betting 10 cents, 20 cents. And I was just putting these 2 legs, 4 legs, and just practicing until I really found some stuff. I was like, all right, this is working. This is working. This isn't. Maybe this needs to be tweaked. Okay, this just isn't working. I'm just gonna stop doing it. You know what I mean? I was practicing, trying to figure out how to really hone this betting scene. And a lot of cats aren't willing to do that. They're chasing 5, 8 leg, a lot of home run stuff, and trying to get that big win. You know what I mean? Trying to win 6 figures. Yeah, sure, great. Yes, I want to win a 6 figure. Yes, but that may not happen. That's probably not happening for everybody out there that's putting those pics out there on social media. Oh, I won, you know what I mean, 90 grand here, 100 grand there. You know what I mean? The next month, blah, 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 whatever. They're consistently winning 30, 20 grand each month. Like, but again, they are still putting in some type of work and some type of system or whatever. They're probably working with some cats, collabing with some cats to really figure it out themselves too. But they're bringing in the crowds. They're bringing in, getting cats to pay them extra money off to the side in their pocket to get their picks and stuff. It's like, man, like, cats don't want to just put the work in themselves and create their own journey, because this is their betting journey. It's not everybody else, but they're following. That's what I'm saying. People are following. For me, I watched other cappers that inspired me, but those cats on up here, like, you know what I mean, they're like, they may have like a little joint that you can pay them, but they're most of the time they're putting a lot of their stuff out for free. You know what I mean? The pay stuff is just for you to just join and talk to them off to the side maybe, but they're putting a lot of their stuff out for free. And all they're really doing is doing single bets every time. They're not parlaying anything. All the cats that I follow, they're not parlaying anything. Nothing. They're doing single, whether it's a home run, whether it's a run line or a spread or a team total over or under, whatever, baseball, basketball, football, they just do single bets. And that's how I learned, like, yo, in this game as a capper, you have to do single bets. That's where the long-term winning advantage is about, because at the end of the day, your pick is either going to hit or it's not going to hit. If you're relying on 3-4 other picks on a ticket to hit, you're spreading your losses out even further, because you're relying on more than one thing to happen. And, you know what I mean, the odds of and the percentage of you winning is lowering even more. That's why I don't really do these type of tickets all like that. As you see, I only have 2 of these joints. I have this one here, that's 3. You know what I mean? That's a 3-leg. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but again, I stuck with what I know best, and that's these single picks. You just take it straight up. I just put a WNBA pick, just took it straight up. Put a few bucks down and hope for the best. That's exactly what I'm going to do with college football when it gets here. I ain't parlaying really hardly anything. I'm going to be relying on these teams to go out here and score these points, plus value picks, putting down like $5 to $25 down and walking away from the table. And it's either the picks are going to hit or they won't. And I'm going to just be having fun with this joint, because at the end of the day, single best is where it's at, man. Parlays are just for fun, for real. Let me stop talking. Let me put this 2-leg in real quick. But then again, I might just take freaking Dingler for a straight pick for 3 total bases. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is hard. You're right. It is hard, fam. Straight up. Let me see. Dingler. Cause all right, so Dingler's in a spot. For him to get 3 total bases, it's a plus 350. That's great value, actually. Let me relook at this stuff again. Because again, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4 games over the last 10 of getting 3 or more total bases. He's facing off against Suarez, who struggles. So this is technically a risky bet for sure. 1, because of the value. 2, because he's facing off against Suarez, who, again, he's actually a really good pitcher who gets strikeouts, 5 or more. But he more recently has allowed some hits. But he usually allows 4, right? But he is more so struggling against lefties. In the midst of him allowing more singles to righties. And 2-baggers to righties. So, well, actually, no, Dinger's a righty. My fault. So there's that info. But again, if you want to take them for HRs, you can. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just not even do the 2-man. I'm going to just take Dingler for the straight bet. 3 total bases. I'm going to just put this down. Put a quick buck on that. Finally moving on. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to just go with the 1. I'll just say screw it. I'm going to take the 1. I'm going to do the 1. And see what happens. Like I said, per everybody that I looked, like Schwarber looks good. Nick looks good. Actually, Bryce does too. Torque does. Torres does. But I felt like Dingler's the standout out of all of them. And like, as I looked at the info on FanDuel, he actually has the higher value per the line and stuff for the 3 total bases. So I said I'll just do that. We're moving on, because like I said, I've been talking so much I wasted like 6-7 minutes. I'm trying to hurry up so I can go eat dinner. I want to eat my dinner here. All right, Mitchell Parker. So I've gone against this cat on a few occasions, and I'm not stopping tonight. As you see, he allows a lot of hits. You know, he struggled in the month of June and July. It didn't stop, really. 5 or more hits per game. Whoops. But let's look at his strikeouts. But he's still getting some strikeouts, at least 4. He hasn't really had 5 or more really all like that. So if you want to consider taking him even, like I said, just look at his strikeouts. 4. The value is what on FanDuel? I keep forgetting to not click on this. I shouldn't click on this during the stream. The line at least, because it kind of messes with my computer. So he's a plus 116. So I believe that the books is trying to say that he may not even get 3 strikeouts tonight against um, Milwaukee. So let's see. He allows more hits, basically home runs for against righties. Okay, so Danny is more green for real, outside of Yelich. Look at Danny against lefties. He hits them. Okay. It's just his batting average is low. 50-50 against the pitch mix for real. His line drive is 31%, which is good. He's been getting under the ball. His EV is great. Let me see. You see, you like him under 3? I mean, under 4. Nice. Okay, but he doesn't have any info, though. Interesting. Maybe he was injured or something. That's probably why he doesn't have much info. Let's look at Christian here. So he's had 12 pitches thrown to him. Number 1 on the road. Nice. Are they hold on, are they away? They are away. Nice. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, well, yeah. So lefty versus lefty. He struggles against lefties. Let's see. Line drive's still 20, which is still decent enough. So July he did what? 1 home run. Again against lefties. 1 single, 1 double. That's pretty much it. Okay. William. You struggle against lefties. But you have a positive against Mitchell. 50-50 against the pitch mix. Okay. You did hit back-to-back home runs. That's right. He hit 2 back-to-back. I didn't even know that he had two home runs on the 30. I didn't even know that. I forgot about that. Now, earlier, like what, middle? Yeah, basically middle of July, he was hitting. A couple of doubles, single. Okay. Like I said, he was hitting some lefties. He had basically 4 more total bases the last couple of games that he batted against the lefty, in the games in general. Okay, 50-50 away and at night. He bats well on Fridays, well enough at least. And 50-50 batting second, where he bats thirdly. Yeah, thirdly the most. Okay. He might maybe get 2 total bases, maybe 2 HRRs tonight. Look at Andrew here. Your boy decided to wake up the last week of July. He had 3 home runs. He has a home run off of Mitchell. Man, he did his thing on the 29th against Chicago. 11 HRRs. That's great. Line drive's 33. Now against lefties, more recently though, he was hitting the end of July. He was hitting lefties. That's good. Okay, struggling away, 50-50 at night. Struggling on Fridays though. His better day during the week is what? Sundays. Mondays too, because his batting averages is down. It's like in the middle. So Mondays and Sundays. And you can maybe say Saturdays. It's just that his slug is down. Okay. We just don't know where he's batting at currently, because that lineup hasn't been updated. Okay, San Diego just updated. Okay. Now, the question is, are the Nationals going to wake up this month? That's the question. Facing off against a lefty. Because again, this is a fresh month. Okay, so he was. All right. Now Jose might be on a little bit of a trend. So June 27th, and then his next start was the third. He allowed more than 5 hits basically, or 4, because he's hovering around 5 basically. And then he did well on the 9th and the 20th, 4 or less. But then he had 7 on the 26th. Again, he's facing off against a team that doesn't really get that many hits, though. That's the thing. They don't have, like, I feel like Washington may get 4 hits tonight against Jose, but there's no guarantee. Like, Wood might actually decide to hit a home run tonight. Again, he might. But he's a lefty versus lefty. You think they will? We'll see. His line drive's good. Decent enough. 27%. He has hit lefties. We see some singles, a home run. Yeah. So we'll see. So let's look at CJ. Now CJ bats well against lefties, but he's struggling against Jose. Looking more red than green than anything. He was so well. No. At least for the month, he only had what? We had a triple on the 11th, but 2 hits. That's all he had against lefties last month. So here's what I'm thinking. As a pick, as a side pick, let me go on outlier here. Here's what I'm going to do. This is a side pick. Let me see what the value is for Washington. First 5. I want to see. Now the books, as you saw, it looks like they're thinking that the over is gonna hit, because it was a plus 100 for the under. Yeah, it's plus 100 on Caesars. Let me see. Mitchell he allows 5 runs. Jose allows 4. Yeah, 2 hits. Let me see. So let me go first 5. Can I do Washington under? All right. Let me look at, because usually DraftKings has something you can take. So it says minus 190, but it's on what you got looks like. I think that might be Hard Rock, but I can't really tell. But let me see what DraftKings has here. Maybe they have something that I can take. But then again, but at the same time, let me look at the game itself. For first 5 under. So the best value is minus 128, because the really for the stretch is bet 365 with a plus 105. I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing, I think. Hold on. Plus 100 for 4. So then if I went under 6, it's a plus 160. So what was it? Was it plus 100 on DraftKings? Under 4. Again, this is why I love Outlier, because this can give me more data per the info that I am looking for. Oh shoot. So when, let's see. Okay. So the over, well, excuse me, the under, they're actually 6-4 to the under when Jose pitches. And then when Mitchell pitches, though, now he's had 4 straight games where it actually went over when he's pitching. So there could be a chance that Mitchell allows 5 runs. Let me look at the over here. It's actually minus 128. Now, I could technically go with the 5. It's minus 125. Again. But back-to-back games with 5, that's wild. And then it didn't do anything, didn't help the situation at all. So technically, when Mitchell, the last 5, when Mitchell did it, he went basically 1, 2, and 2. So when Jose pitched the last 5, he went 2 and 3, so under the spot. But again, he's facing off against Washington. Don't have any info. And I kind of feel like this could possibly go under if I even take the, let me see, because again the easier one is minus 160. It's juiced, but again I would then throw say $7-8 down. Hold on, where's don't they have the half on DraftKings, right? Or am I wrong? I thought they had like a half. I thought they did. So there's alternate total runs, but this is for the teams. And I don't want the teams. I want the actual first half game. It's not showing for halves. Well, let me go. I'm gonna go on. So I'm trying to hurry up so we can move forward. First 5, total under. So do this. See, it pops up 5. Let's see, what would that be? $15. Yeah, for the positive. Instead of me doing 5, because I will get back just 3, so it would be what, 9? Whoa, not 9. Looks like I could technically do the 10 and just, get back $6 and some change. But I'll just do 5. I'll just deposit 5 extra and just, you know, take the chance. I'm gonna do the first 5 under 5.5. Like I said, I could technically do. I'll take the chance. And it's either I'll you know, win back $8 and some change, or which is basically $3 and some change, or I'll what you call it, lose that 5. So we'll see. Yeah. Outside of that, I didn't really see much. Let's look at Urban here because he's green. Now he bats well on Fridays, bats well against lefties, but he's struggling batting 5th. Okay. Yeah, see, that's why I said I wasted too much time on that pick. So now I got to try to rush for the next half hour. So this game specifically, I kind of feel like it's going to go under the total. There's 2 pitchers here. One, he doesn't allow that many hits. He gets strikeouts. Yeah, I got you. Give me 1 second. So James, like I was mentioning, James might actually wake up. I was talking about this probably before you showed up. It's just he in 34 pitches he's only had 1 hit, struck out once, walked once. Against the pitch mix he's technically green, except for against the changeup. That's all. He hits the sinker. That's the most thrown. He does hit the slur, but it's like a very small. But again, changeup, he doesn't have that much info. But again, against lefties, he has hit in the month of July. He had 2 home runs and some singles. So it's a positive, right, for him against lefties. At home and at night, he's green. Look at his OPS at night, 1.00 at night. So that's great, right? I always state that the OPS when it's a 1 point whatever, you want that. Basketball against lefties, 518 slug, 867 OPS, and then batting second, decent enough, but his OPS is still really good at 870, 487 slug, 261 average. So you could still possibly take James for 2 HRRs tonight because he just might get it, right? If you're really feeling froggy, maybe 3 for plus value. Maybe get him down for 2 total base because he looks the best as far as the info, as far as what I've seen personally. Look at Lau here. But he's a lefty versus lefty, though. Hasn't really hit. He had 1 single against Brian King. It was something about James that I was thinking about. I forgot what it was. I can't think of it at the time, the moment. I can't think of it. All right. Moving on. So per the info, though, between both pitchers, Kevin is the one that looks more, at least with the fastball percentage, home run fastball percentage, more green. But Blue Jays have more green in general. So I'm kind of curious. I'm wondering. Okay. You know what? I looked at Salvador earlier. Again, he's facing off against Kevin. He only has 1 hit against him out of 41 pitches. He's been struggling to find anything. You know, you could maybe consider putting him down for two HRRs tonight. Here's why I say that. Against righties, he's still hitting them. He's had some singles. He's had a couple of home runs. Just over the last couple of weeks, he was really doing damage. You know, closer to the end of July, but then he kind of slowed down. But he still had some hits. But again, he's facing off against a pitcher that is pretty good. Let me see. Let's look at Kevin real quick, actually. So, in the midst of him allowing some hits, he was still getting strikeouts. But his pitch mix is down. But per the info, for July, he wasn't allowing too much. Some singles, just a little bit. Let me see, 1 home run, 2, 3. He only allowed 3 home runs in the course of July. Looks like maybe 1 double, so maybe 2. So he was allowing some singles, but not often. So it was like he was shutting stuff down for a referral. So the question becomes, is he gonna shut down the Royals tonight? Michael, he wasn't allowing a lot of hits. He was getting strikeouts. That's why I say I personally feel like this game might go under the total. Maybe even the first 5 if you really want to bet that. Just throwing it out there. But this will be my first time looking at Addison. He bats well against righties. Any info? He doesn't have any info against Mike. Now his line drive is down. That's the only thing. But he did get a home run off of Charlie. I think Charlie got traded too. I think it was him. But it pretty much been a minute since he had a home run, right? Yeah, he was only home run in the last 10. Could maybe possibly put Addison down for a couple of total bases or something small. He bats really well batting 5th. Vlad. Okay, he doesn't have any home runs against Mike. Okay, I see some singles, couple of singles, double, home run, single. Well, he was hitting a little bit. He was doing better here between the 25th, 24th, 23rd. Yeah, he was doing some stuff. Oh, man. He's pretty much green all across the board. I would probably, let me see. Pretty much the same thing. He has similar numbers on Saturdays and Sundays. His best day is Wednesday. So just kind of throwing that out there. Bo. Now he has a positive against Mike. This is good. 27% line drive, good. His EV is great. It's just that, you know, he wasn't able to get too much. But again, his total base is practically great, even HRR. Okay, bats well batting 4th. I personally, like I said, me looking at the info, looking at the pictures, I would personally do the first 5 under. You can look at that real quick. So I keep saying, guys, like, this is where some of your money can come from. You can build some bankrolls and stuff. Like I said, you can still do your little player prop parlay stuff, but you could be, you know, winning 20, 40 if you're betting maybe $15 on some picks off of these single bets here. Look at the first 5 total. Best value would be 128 under on FanDuel. 50-50 for KC. And actually 4 and 6 for Toronto. Let's look at Toronto at home. The over is hitting more. Let me see. Gosman allows 4. Again, this is 5 though. So he allows 4. So under the number. And Waka allows 4. Same thing. Under the 5. Let me see. Ho ho ho, look at that. Gosman, if you would have taken Gosman over his last 10 pitches that he started at, whether what was that, at home, man, he's doing his thing, even just for the season. Yeah, for the season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you would have started here on the 7, even if you put 10 down, took the win, put it here, win, keep. That's how you build a bankroll for real. That was him at home. But let's look at Kev at home though. Like I said, 4 straight over. So that's a little different. Okay. Now KC, when he, well, just in general. Hold on. I'm slipping. Okay. All right. Let me take that off. No, it was Walker. That's what I was thinking. But let me look at Walker away. Still positive. 7 and 3. Going under the 5. But then, like I said, Kev, he's actually 3 and 7. So it's a bit of a tug and pull on what you would really want to do. You don't have any info as far as their stuff. Well, no, it went over. But this was last season, though. All right. Just something I had to look at real quick and see. Oh, Joey, you're super green, sir. Joey might be a look for 2 total bases. Oh, we don't know where he's batting at. Shoot, versus righties, 1.06, son. Look at that. Fridays, 1.61. Yo, Joey is the guy. Okay. I think I'm going to take Joey for 2 total base, right? I'm going to try to do a parlay here. Probably like a 4-leg. So he's lefty versus righty. Again, he's taking on Mike, who doesn't allow a lot of hits. So this is... But I will still take the risk. He doesn't have any info against Mike. Joey Loberfido. So I'm gonna queue him up for 2 total base. Again, this is me taking a risky pick here. But again, I'm doing a parlay though. Cooper. Oh snap! Oh, I hear the ice cream truck outside. Ice cream! Somebody go outside and get some ice cream, son. Okay. Yo, fam, what's good? How are you? I didn't even know. I didn't even see. I didn't even see you. I thought Jermaine was the one that was chatting. That's my fault, fam. I didn't. Yeah. He's risky because of the pitcher. All right. So Carrera's making his debut. He's actually batting 4th in the lineup if I remember correctly. Who's he facing? Righty. Yeah. So Carrera's batting 4th. He's facing against a righty who he struggles with against. Nothing to really show for it, so I don't think I want to put him down. Yanner. Okay, Yanner has 33% line drive. He's been hitting righties. Man, was he hitting righties. Look at it. Look at that. Back to back, 5 or more total base. My man. Okay, so Yanner might be a play. So look, let's see. Now, Cooper throws the sinker more than the changeup, but they're still around a similar amount of times. But Yanner hits the changeup. Let's look at this. Man, do I keep continuously just loving Prop Finder more and more. So Yanner is probably going to be a play for me for 2 total base. Just throwing that out there because of the changeup. So again, he's struggling against the sinker though. He is struggling against the sweeper, but Cooper's not throwing it that much. He's throwing the cutter more, and he actually swings against the cutter. So I already found my second batter. So Yanner, 2 total base. Oh yeah, that's right. Jeremy's back. Yeah, hold on. Give me a moment. Okay. But they're taking on Hunter Brown though. He does allow hits, that's for sure. But he still gets some strikeouts though. Let me see. Let me look at what he's doing. Against righties for the month of July. 1, 2, 3. Well, the 26th more than anything, he was allowing some hits. Okay, so he allowed a lot of hits on the 26th. He was allowing some hits on the 20th. Who knows? Jaren might get something. He might do something. He's in a weak spot. Okay. See, Jaren decided to wake up at the end of the month. So I'm kind of curious if he's gonna bring that over into tonight, and first week of see, that's the thing. We don't got no info on his total base. Here, I can pull that up. Dog, I'm about to just go. I don't like. I used to do it when I was streaming on my one YouTube channel. I literally used to grab live stream. I'm about to just do it because I'm hungry, and I don't want to stop the stream for. I just don't like eating like while I'm on stream. Hold on. We're looking at Sanchez here. Where we at? Houston. The whole planet Houston? No, the whole planet Earth. My fault. I gotta rewatch Superman, man. The original. My homie Christopher Reeve is the greatest Superman ever to me. Always. So Sanchez, he's had not that many total base. What it looks like. Let me see. No, not that many. Last 10. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So the last 10 games, he's only had 2 games where he's had 2 total bases. And that was actually on the 30th against St. Louis in St. Louis. And the only other time was on the 23rd at home. He had 5. So technically the 2 times that he did get 2 total bases, he had basically 4 or more. So, but any other time he's struggling to do anything. HRR wise, same thing. He's been struggling to do anything. So I don't know if I would even want to, in the midst of him being in the weak spot. Let me see. Oops, wrong game. Okay, so all right, he's only pitched here 1 time, and he pretty much hit a home. He did something to have his OPS so high, OBP so high, and even the spot here, Cooper allowed a double and 2 RBIs. That's why the OPS is so high. 4th, same thing. So he's only pitched 10 times. Okay, that's why his stuff is so low. 2 home runs in 10 innings pitched. All right. Carrera's in the spot. Okay. Oh, Yoshida's in the spot. He's the only one sitting in the spot here. Okay. And actually, your boy's in the spot. So basically, for Hunter Brown, 6th and 9th are the better spots out of everything for real, because they're 700 or higher. So let me look at follow real quick. He's actually okay. He bats well against righties. His line drive is good, 27%. So he's been hitting righties, sort of. Hit a triple, single, home run, single, double. He was hitting more basically in the middle of the month. Doing better in the middle of the month. He's batting well at home, well at night. 50-50 on Fridays. Batting well against righties. And he bats well batting 9. So he's in a spot. He could probably get 2, maybe 2 total bases against Hunter, or even just the bullpen in general. Let me look at this, see if they got any info on the bullpen. Yeah, he actually bats well against the bullpen. 7 at bats, 2 hits. He had a home run. So your boy might be in a good spot. Let me relook at it. Okay, he's hitting the cutter for Jesus. All his home runs are against the changeup, cutter, and sinker. Technically, changeup and cutter are most, but he's struggling against the changeup though. Yeah, one hit on batting third. That was a RBI. Okay. Let me look at you because I didn't even give you a chance. I was just like, oh, he's in a weak spot. But I seen one cat down below. No, he's just struggling in general. Oh man, he bats well, batting 6 though, 1.0 OPS. Okay. Okay, so you say Yander, huh? Yandy. I'm thinking Yandy as well. Like I said, two TBs. Let me go. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go put my food in the microwave. I'll be right back. I'm getting hungry. I want to keep streaming. I don't want to stop. I'm gonna just eat on stream. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Like I say, I'm like, man, I'm hungry. I can't wait no long. I can't wait any long. I'm hungry, son. Ellie was in the weak spot if I remember correctly yesterday, or just in general, his data was green. And so glad that I put him on my ticket. Okay. He's facing off against Bryce. He bats well against righties. Look at that line drive. That's beautiful. Look at this stuff. No, he's 0. Well, okay. This must be from last year. Oh, wait. What am I saying? I think I'm playing. Every time you look at me, I'm swaying. My fault. I was looking at the wrong thing. All right. Yandy, I feel like is... You think so? Okay, I got you. Well, speaking of which... Well, hold on. Let me look at Boston. I can't forget about Boston, though. So you're... Rafala looks good. Oh, Roman. Can't forget about the homie Roman, son. He been cashing for me. Yeah, give me a moment. Checking out the homie Roman. Yeah, look at Roman. Handling business in July. Whoa. OPS 1.17 on... Oh, wait. That's tomorrow. Well, 902 on Fridays. That's still great. Okay. Oh, batting first. Great. 1.11 OPS. He has no info against Hunter. I'm going to just put him in just in case. Because it's going to be Yandy or Roma. I kind of want to believe it's Yandy, though. All right, Joey's pitching. Okay, he struggles against righties more than anything. Pitch mix is super red. Okay. More than anything, there's some line drives here, yeah. Singles. More line drives and singles more than anything. But he still was getting strikeouts, 4 or more. So you said Jose. Yeah, total bases up. Now his info's down except for his ISO. He has a home run. That's the only thing. 119 pitches thrown to him. He only has 5 hits, though. That's the only thing. Pitch mix is practically almost green. Okay. He was getting more hits between the 19th and 22nd. Okay, Fridays is great. He bats great on Fridays. That's basically his best spot. Well, no, nights. Technically home and nights. But Fridays is his great spot. That's his spot right there. He still has a great slug. Still has a great OPS. But again, the only thing is that versus Joe, Joe has his number. That's the only thing. So I'm just like, huh. What about Manzardo? Eight pitches, no hits, 2 at bats, but he's green even against the bullpen. It's green against righties outside of his batting average being low. Line drive is great. Nothing but single. Okay, Tampa, Pitt, St. Louis Athletics, Arizona. Okay. But he was hitting righties. Struggling on Fridays. 50-50 at home and away. 50-50 versus righties. 50-50 batting fourth. Still, OPS is good. I don't know. Let me see. Gavin's pitching. He struggles against lefties. But he wasn't allowing too much against lefties the last week of July. Okay. Excuse me. No, they Minnesota, I feel like, really for real, I kind of feel like this game might go under the total. His splits is decent enough for Quan, but he's still struggling to do anything. That's what I'm saying. Cleveland might. That's what I'm saying. This, man, I want to bet on Cody so badly, but he hasn't been able to do anything. Look how green he is against the pitch mix. EV's practically still up the last week of July, but he just couldn't really find the ball. He's struggling on Fridays. Batting fourth, he bats great. That's what I'm saying. I don't see really anything for this game. Now Warner, look at his stuff. EV's high. He's getting under the ball. He hit a home run, couple home runs last week of July. But he's 50. Well, he's really struggling away. Technically at night too. And on Fridays. Man. Like his OPSs are pretty much good. But I don't see anything for this game. I feel like this game's going to go under the total. All right. Okay, Carlos is pitching. He allows roughly 5 hits a game. He's getting roughly 6 strikeouts a game. He struggles against lefties. He's facing off against a Marlins team that has lefties. Now he's allowed. Sheesh. He let Odo hit a home run off him twice in the same game, Castellanos. But prior to that, he was still allowing some hits, though. So there might be a chance that the Marlins... No, what am I saying? Stowers is the only lefty. And he pitches a little bit better. No. Yeah, well, a little bit better versus righties. Most of his doubles come from righties, too. Look at Xavier here. Okay. I don't know about Xavier. Look at Augustine. He bats better against lefties. But he's like struggling against the pitch mix, though. He bats great on Fridays. Okay. Let me look at you anyway, because his data was more green. Okay. All right. Herberto looking kind of nice against lefties. Okay. Now he's struggling on Fridays, though. And batting third. But maybe possibly a thought. All right, Jansen's pitching against the Yankees. That was last year. He didn't do anything. He struggles against righties. His pitch mix is down. And there's only 3 righties on this in this lineup. Everybody else is lefties. But he's still a great pitcher. Why? Because in 60 innings pitched, he's only allowed 1 home run. That is what you still want to see from a pitcher. That's the only thing. He's 50-50. And he wasn't for July. Like he was getting under the ball, but they were mostly fly balls against righties. That's the only thing. Look at Trent. He bats well against righties, but he hasn't done anything. had a couple of home runs the last, what, week or so. He was hitting, he was getting some hits, but he wasn't producing any. He was getting at least one hit, but he wasn't producing any total bases, though. That's the only thing. Cody, anything? You bat, actually, you bat the best against lefties, actually, versus righties. He was hitting righties. Okay, Cody might be a look, so I'll put him on there. Ryan, sir, you're 0-2 against Jansen. Now Ryan was hitting. Look at the home runs and all that. Ryan was hitting. Excuse me. Actually, he's green at home. I don't know why it's not highlighted. 50-50 at night. 50-50 versus righties. He bats well, batting 7th. Actually, that's his best spot, actually. So I'll plop you there as well. Let me look at the homie Jason. It's mostly green against the pitch mix. He hits the slider too. And the curveball and the changeup for. So he was getting some hits more so at the end of the month. Yeah, more so at the end of the month. Oh, he bats great on Fridays. And second. Well, that's only because he's had 3 at-bats in that spot. Could still be a look for 2 TBs. And then Stanton here. Basketball against righties. Actually have a better, well, you're actually more red than green. But he's been hitting righties. Technically, man, last couple of weeks or just in general, month of July. Nighttime he's great. Fridays he's 50-50. Basketball versus righties, and basketball batting 4th. So Stanton could be the play. But again, they're facing off against a pitcher that, in the midst of him allowing hits, yeah, he's not getting many strikes, but he's still not like allowing any like home runs or anything. But I'm just like, yeah, there are still some looks per the Yankees. Next New York squad. Still swole. They got my homie Chris Mullins from my Oilers, man, my O's. But he's not playing tonight. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm full scale try to focus. Man, I didn't realize I was streaming almost 2 hours now. Man. Nice. Nice snails. Interesting. All right. Oh, well, look at David Peterson's hard hit percentage, and then look at Robbie's info. Now Robbie's allowing more, even with just 8 games more pitched. He pitched eight more games than David did, and he's actually allowed more than half. Excuse me. Than home runs against righties, because they both allowed the most against righties. Let's see, Robbie. Oh, basically 5 hits a game. He struggles against lefties. He's still getting strikeouts, getting 6. While David, he's allowing a lot of hits, 6 hits. Strikeouts, 5. He too just struggles in general against righties and lefties. So Robbie, again, he struggles against lefties, which is interesting. He struggles against the opposing hand. So Brandon, he bats well against lefties in the midst of his ISO being down, but still in the green. He has a home run against him and a triple against him. Okay? But he's struggling against the pitch mix. Line drive is down, because again, I'm looking for total base stuff. So he was struggling against lefties. I don't think I'm going to take him. He is batting well, batting on Fridays. I don't think I'm going to take him, though. Let's look at Pete. Dude, this dude just... Hopefully August he decides to hit. Like, Pete, come on, man. You basically swapped spots with Juan Soto, basically, because Soto was like struggling to find stuff back in June, if I remember correctly. And then he finally woke up last month. You've been sort of hitting lefties last month, basically in the final week. So maybe that's your little wake up. But again, you weren't getting any. But then you weren't getting anything. Huh. Okay. Check it in a moment. Juan's been struggling. I kind of feel like this game could go I kind of feel like this game could go either way, because, you know, it's lefty versus some lefties. It would be like the back of the order would probably be the main reason for the Mets probably getting maybe 3 runs, 4 runs in this game. I could possibly see San Fran getting 4 runs tonight against David. Maybe. Again, maybe. He's batting well away and at night. He bats great on Fridays, 925 OPS. Bats well enough against lefties. Struggling. Well, no, not struggling, but 50-50 batting second. 855 OPS, which is still great. I don't know. But again, he's been struggling. Ramos. 27% line drive, which is still great. That's what I want to see. And he's actually batting better the back half, the last week of July. Oh, definitely 50-50. Okay. Alright. Trying to hurry up because this first game's getting ready to start up. I want to get this pick together. So I kind of have a gist. Oh, Tampa. They're facing off against Clayton. He hasn't, well, he's been struggling to get strikeouts, though. You see, outs-wise, he's still getting out. Well, last two games he didn't, but mostly he was still getting his regular outs. Lefty. Positive against Clayton. No home runs, but a triple. 27% line drive. Okay. Sort of kind of struggling against lefties, though. Miss of him having a positive spot against lefties. That's decent enough for, on Fridays versus lefties and first. Okay. Oh, Rhonda's not playing tonight. Okay. Brandon came back and he had 2 total base and 3 HRRs. Count them. 3. Excuse me. Okay, he's struggling versus lefties, and yeah. Maybe Clayton shuts them down. I'm just not sure about LA. One, they're taking on Shane, who has been allowing a lot of hits, but he's, well, he struggled against getting strike, but he was getting some strikeouts though. Let's see. Still, he was still shutting cats down. He was allowing some hits, more so on the back end, like past the middle of July. Look at that. Well, outs was still up though. So Will, I still haven't been able to trust you, sir, but you had back-to-back total bases though. Still green as always. 20% line drive is good. Oh yeah, that is right. You had a double on the 29th. Like you decided to sort of kind of start hitting again. Maybe now you're waking up and you're like, all right, now is my turn to start getting these hits. Basically in August now. Like I would love to put him down for 2 total base, but in the midst of him hitting the way that he hasn't had consistency. He hasn't had every day of getting 2 total base. Look at his HRR. Same thing. Well, his HRR is better. If anything, I would probably put him down for 2 HRRs more than I would put him down for 2 total base. But that's just me. Freddie went yard yesterday. Let me see. No info against Shane. He's green away in at night. 50-50 on Fridays. Green versus righties. 887 OPS versus righties, but he's struggling batting 4th, where he bats the most. No, he bats 3rd the most, actually. He bats better when he's batting 3rd. So it's the 2nd most spot. Okay. Andy. Struggling. Last few games to find anything. Your line drive is great. So more of a single guy? What it looks like? I'm guessing. Yeah, more of a single cat. basically. Excuse me. He's getting single. Oh, excuse me. All this burping. Excuse me. Okay. Colorado. So I kind of feel like, here's the thing. Like, Antonio, he allows a lot of hits, right? His ERA is like in the 6. It's like 6 point something. But he's still pitching well, right? He's getting strikeouts, at least 3, roughly 4, blah, blah, blah. He's getting outs. He's doing all of that. But I don't see my Buccos, Pirates, my home team, scoring. You know what I mean? Currently, I don't see it as of right now, even up to this point, of them scoring, say, 4, 5, 6 runs tonight. I just personally don't see it happening. But again, it's sports. It's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen once the game starts. And by the time the end of the game, we don't know what's going to happen tonight. Now, Tommy's on a heater right now over the last 10, right? 3 straight games of 2 or more total base. He's batting well against righties except for his ISO. He's batting good against the pitch mix. His line drive is basically super great at 40%. Basically, all the check marks, what I want to see from a batter, are right there. But I don't trust this cat tonight. So I'm not even going to bet him. His best spot here is, I want to say, per the spot yet. Batting 6, 854 ISO. OPS. So there's that. But outside of that, I really don't see anything else. O'Neal, I'm not sure of. They were talking about possibly trading him. They did not do that. So I don't know. All right, let me try to find this other batter so I get this pick in before this first game. Because it's about to start in like 10 minutes. Okay, they did just confirm at least Chicago's what you call it. So Tyler's pitching. Doesn't get that many strikeouts though. Still gets outs, but he allows hits. Okay. So what was his be more so righties. Michael A. Taylor. Now he bats well against lefties outside of his being down. But he was hitting those last week and a half of July. But he's still struggling, though. All right, so Lewis might be in the best spot. He was getting total bases. He's 2-5 against Tyler. He bats well against lefties. More red than green. Ron drive was good. He was hitting lefties. He literally was hitting lefties in July. Bats really well on Fridays versus lefties, even though he's struggling batting 5th, where he bats. This is his 3rd spot. His OPS is down though. Vargas. Okay, you don't like the fastball or the changeup. You're basically struggling to find anything really against lefties. I guess Lewis would be the best batter to really put down for 2 TBs. per the White Sox's spot. I just got your text, fam. I will tell that pick as long as the oh great. Let me see. Never mind. I don't know. I think FanDuel, I think because they updated their stuff, I think they're not allowing people to share their links. You basically would have to put it in manually because they just did a new update like a week and a half ago or something, like 2 weeks ago. Look at this line drive. Nice. Okay, who did I say? I think I'm gonna do Lewis. Just trying to hurry up and get. Man, I didn't know I had all these queued up here. Okay. So let's hurry up here. Oh, shoot. So I said Toronto. Ooh, come on, FanDuel. Messing up. Uh-uh. There we go. So I'm gonna take a chance on Joey. What's Joey's? His is plus 130 for 2 total bases. Yandy for Houston. His is a minus 115. I think I'm gonna do Stanton. Let me just read. Look at this again. Okay, looks like he's lower. But again, he swings against the fast and everything. He's been hitting. Yeah. Stanton. Again, taking a chance against this pitcher. Excuse me. His is a plus 105 for 2 total bases. And then Roberts, Chicago White Sox. There he goes. He's a plus 110 on FanDuel. All right. Plus 1751. Just throw a quick buck on there. Lock that in. Got it in, got it done. Boom, bam, bang. Let's see what happens. Captain. Yaramin. I don't know. I just don't think that the, hold on real quick. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Just trying to get. Oh, okay. I had some time. I was rushed. I thought. Okay, I didn't see the actual time for the Toronto game. That it starts at 7, so that still worked out. I was able to get, something together for the pick. That worked out. And plus, plenty of time for folks to, if they want to tell the pick, plenty of time for them to to possibly put it in if they want. I'm just I am posting the 4-leg 2 total base on Twitter. Boom. That way that That's done. And then next, more than likely the last thing I'm gonna do is like probably like a 4-leg, or maybe something a little bit more aggressive. Maybe like a 3-leg or even a 2-leg ticket. Because I haven't done one in a while. I haven't done a 2-leg 5 total bases slip yet. Not in a while. Well, no, I would say at least like live, I guess. Or just in general. I can't remember. I know I did one yesterday, but it was me and one of my boys at my job. Which, had I taken Ellie De La Cruz separate, I would have hit on that, because I think he had 6 TBs last night. And the other batter that we put on it, because he said, like, yeah, I feel like this. He literally said, he was like, yeah, I feel like, Ellie's gonna get like five or more total bases. I was like, oh, for real? He was like, yeah. And then he was like, I also feel like this other batter, I think it was from New York, I think it was Jazz or something like that. I think they both can get 5. I was like, I'll put it in right now, and I did. And he was half right, Ali got 6 total bases, and I think Jazz didn't do anything. I don't think he got a hit at all. I can't remember. There's that. Manny. Yeah, so Padres might do something. Again, might. They have 2 of my former batters on their squad from my O's that they traded for. They got Laureano and what you call it, but I don't think he's batting today. No, he's not. Laureano's batting tonight. Hold on, I got the picture, or sent it to my brothers, because I was like, I'm swole. I'm upset. O'Hearn. They got O'Hearn. So O'Hearn's not playing tonight, but Laureano is. And he's facing off against Matthew, who's a lefty. He's 0-2 against Matt, and 6 pitches thrown to him. He bats well against lefties, though. 27% line drive, which is great. He's sort of kind of hitting lefties at the end of the month. He bats really well at night. Bats decent enough on Fridays. Decent enough versus lefties. And he's batting 6 where he bats great. 1.05. Now I'm like, dang, I should have taken him. I should have taken Laureano for 2 total bases. Look at Matt, because he does allow hits. I might just automatically just take Laureano anyway for maybe 3 HRRs tonight. Let me see. Okay, Brewers Washington is up. Somebody got on base. William Contreras singles. Lockridge struck out, but Contreras singled. Let's see here. So Laureano, as far as his HRRs are concerned, he had 3 straight games outside of yesterday. 3 games prior to the 29th, both games on the 29th, the 28th. So two days in a row. He had 3 HRRs on the 29th in the first game. And then, well, actually, no, the second game. So the first game he had 7. The game prior to that, on the 28th, he had 6 HRRs. Had a random bug pop up in my room, but it's deceased. Yeah, I might just do that. I might just add Loriano to the list for say 3 HRRs tonight. But I gotta look. He's a lefty. He's facing off against a lefty. He does not bat really well against lefties. He's 1-7 against your boy. He's gotten some singles against lefties though. Yeah, he won a 9-1, 9-1. Didn't I say? I kept saying the whole time I've been streaming when talking about San Diego. Kept saying that I keep missing out on this cat for anything, HRRs or total bases. And anytime I do put him down, he doesn't get it. And then he'll go on this stretch of like 4 games and I just don't put him down. I'm like, he's one of the hot batters for this squad. And I just keep not putting your boy down for anything. And I need to stop playing around. Now, you bat well against Matt. Okay, but against lefties, you were doing something in the middle of the month, pretty much prior to the middle of the month for real. But the back half, you didn't really do much. But he's still green away and what is that? At home and at night. Green on Fridays. Green versus lefties. Green batting third. So he's handling business. He's mostly getting HRs a lot. Okay. So, look at this game. All right, Washington is up. We're going to see. It's going to be the bottom of the first. We're going to see if they do anything. Elias Diaz. Not much. He did get a home run on the 20th, but that's about it. He's not doing it. It's the only thing, son. I put, let me just double check. I did put the Padres down for 7. Taking a huge chance on the Padres. See, but Nick, he doesn't allow that many hits. Gets strikeouts. I think the reason why I took the Padres to get 7 runs was because they're facing off against Matt. And I think because per the info that I was looking at, Matt was, he was allowing a lot of runs as far as on the road. That's what it was. Let me look at it and see. I think I could be wrong, or was it just the bullpen and either way, something was just like, yo, let me put San Diego down. So, like I said, the pick may not hit. Like if I could see the other 2 hitting, but I'm just not sure about the Padres. So I didn't really see much there. Oh, whoa. Okay, so Jacob Lopez is pitching for the Athletics, while Anthony Feeney, is pitching for the Diamondbacks. And he usually only pitches like roughly 3 innings, maybe 3.5. It's like every other game he was allowing for, but that was like not, well, yeah. Like he was sort of kind of allowing roughly 3 hits per the innings that he was pitching, but he was still sort of kind of getting strikeouts, maybe 3, maybe 4. So there's that info, because there's no info as far as what Prop Finder is showing here, which is nothing per the pitchers. Oh yeah, Anthony is a righty, while Jacob is a lefty. Jacob, I want to say he averages around 4 strikeouts, but he also averages around like 4 hits. So, does Corbin hit lefties? He does. Any of the pitch mix? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, like he was sort of getting his, but then sort of getting filled outs and stuff. Versus lefties. He bats better against righties, though. Struggling batting second. Okay, Cattell. Line drive is great. Oh, yeah. Lefty. He was sort of kind of hitting lefties at the end of the month, but then he struggled middle of the month, I guess. He bats well at away and at night, especially away. He bats well on Fridays. He's batting first. He still bats well. He bats better batting second, though. Maybe Cattell? Again, maybe? Okay, CJ got a hit. He got a double for Washington. Just trying to see if this pick is going to hit or not. The first 5. Perdomo. I think I've only bet on him a couple of times. Man. Now he was hitting lefties, getting some singles and stuff. He just struggles batting third. Okay, not too much of anything for the Stros. And y'all are facing off against a righty for the Athletics. I did not know you hit 2 home runs at the end of the month, Mr. Rooker. Line drive is great. Okay, you were basically getting some hits here. Like, you're in a spot that you could technically get like 2 or 3 HRRs tonight. Let's look at the homie Nick. He calmed down at the end of the month because he was hitting basically in the middle and beginning, in the middle of the month for real. Sheesh, look at that, son. Look at that. He was hitting, son. Like, he technically is like the best bet to place a bet for. Yeah, actually, this is his best day, too. Technically, I would say put him down for a home run. Look at his batting second. Sheesh. I would definitely say put him down for a home run and like. What's his odds? Plus 250. I would think to put him down for a home run. That's just me, though. And look, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to do it. 250, minus 250. But I think I'm gonna lock him in for a for HRR tonight too. Okay, Washington scored 1-0 right now. Didn't I say I was like Washington might do something, but then again they might not. I don't know. Just depends because it's a new month. All right, BetMGM because I have $3 over there. I'm gonna just put $1 down for the homie Nick to get a home run. What the? There we go. I locked that in. But I'm gonna put you there. It was somebody else that I forgot. Oh, well I can't because he doesn't have. But Laureano, Nick Kurtz. See, he don't. See, this was last year though. Moniak struggles against lefties. Now you hit the changeup, but see he throws the fastball a lot. Hasn't been really in any much consistency with the Rockies. Felt like they may have calmed down after they started to heat up a little bit. That's just me. You know, that didn't even look. So, who is it? Shane Smith is pitching for the White Sox. Like he allows like 4 or 5 hits, something like that. He's a righty. So let's see. Or okay. So, yeah, you were hitting righties. Smaller stretch, you're getting some field outs, but you were hitting righties. Struggling on Fridays. You don't know where you're batting at. Adele. Yeah, it was just like. It was like they fell off some. Because they were hitting better, like in the middle of the month, beginning of July type of thing. And then they just. Let me look at Zach. No info. HRR wise. Just trying to see if I can find anything. Okay, Colson. This cat was actually handling business here. Okay, you don't like the cutter. Okay. See, Benatine, I don't think I looked at you. I don't think I did. Didn't do too much in the month of July. About well enough batting fourth, though. Okay. Then Jack is pitching. He allows 5 hits a game, but he gets 5 strikeouts a game. But he struggles against lefties more than anything. He hasn't allowed too much, though. That's the only other thing. So Josh and JP are lefties. Maybe Cole. There's also Jorge. No, lefty. Okay. He bats well on Fridays. Versus righties decent enough. He bats well batting 6. So maybe Jorge? Maybe? Oh yeah, Suarez. Like I said, Mariners are used to be my favorite team until Griffin and them left. Then I was just like, dang. I basically backed off on them. Like, I don't know. Now I'm like, dang, they trying to reel me back in, son. Randy. You were hitting lefties. Randy was hitting lefties, son. What am I saying? Not left. Right. Looking at the wrong thing. Excuse me. So let me relook at Jorge versus righties. He was hitting. Just wasn't consistent. That's the only thing. Josh. You were struggling. 1-1 against you. Your only hit is a home run. Outside of that, you were struggling to do anything. He's green, somewhat. Dominic came through for me last night. Missed the rest of my it missed by 1. My 1 pick I had him on, and missed by 1. Okay. It's 1-1. Whoops. So it's 1-1 right now. Perkins hit a home run. Luis Garcia and CJ have 2 HRRs. Okay. All right. See JP. Yeah. You're not even doing anything. Yeah. They're not finding anything. Of course, Kyle would be the one, right? That you wanna, that you wanna put down on the ticket. He has 2 home runs against your boy. It's Jack. And he hits home runs against righties. So it's like an automatic lock for real. Logan. Okay, you get strikeouts. Again, he's allowing some hits, but he was getting more strikeouts than anything. Seager versus righties. He bats well. He's batting well against Logan. He has a home run, 2 baggers, 1 triple. But he was pretty much hitting righties in the month of July. He bats well, batting second. Okay. Okay, Y was getting some HRRs. My drive is good. Okay. Oh, you were getting some HRs yourself, sir. Looks like he was hitting the month of July a little bit. Okay. I don't think I looked at Julio. Positive against Jack. On drive 20%. He was hitting righties as well. He bats well on Fridays. He bats decent enough versus, oh, well, batting third. Okay. Oh, that's it. That's everything. Okay. Yeah. I really couldn't find another batter to say put, because I'm thinking like Nick Kurtz for 5 total bases. I try not to have the same batter down. You were again look 3 games with 3 or more with 5. So I don't know. Well, that's pretty much it for me. I'm about to be out. I'm gonna go lay down and try to pay attention to these scores, hope for the best. And yeah, be back tomorrow. I'll more likely stream around, let's see, probably around like 11. Stream for a couple hours or something. But I'm out. Fam and Jermaine, thanks for coming through, stopping by, sharing your pics and all of that. Just conversing, chopping it up. But I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Stay safe, stay humble. Peace.